one, Trump openly defying the Supreme Court, and supporting that is him saying on an interview just the other day he does not know if it's his job to uphold the Constitution, which in fact is one of the main jobs of the presidency. Which I feel like, am I wrong? Can you combat that?
I don't believe that's what he said, but let's
talk.
Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
It was a very long 4 seconds trying to find that clip, but I'll give Charlie Kirk the benefit of the doubt and just say maybe he didn't know the interview happened.
But Trump is not currently defying the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court said he needs to facilitate the return for Abrego Garcia, and I don't advocate for the man.
The Supreme Court has not said they have to do that.
Okay, to be completely fair to Charlie Kirk, it did take me 2 or 3 minutes to find this document, assuming that he didn't know it. But assuming he knows about this, I'm not even gonna assume that he knows about it. How could you know so much that supports you and your argument, but you know nearly nothing about the other side of the argument? How could you just, and that memory just leaves your mind? I don't understand how you could just toss pieces of information out, or just be completely unaware of things that don't completely support you. Because that's what this is. It's either he knows about it and he's being dishonest because this kid doesn't have all his notes right in front of him, or he doesn't know about it and all he sees are things in his little echo chamber and all he hears are things that support his argument. So I don't get how someone like this could have so much popularity and none of his fans check him on any of these facts.
They haven't. You're wrong. What the Supreme Court said is that the Trump administration made an error and they have to write a request to El Salvador, which they did.
The part where they said he has to facilitate the return.
And he has. El Salvador has denied it.
I've been looking for like 30 minutes now, and besides a handful of strange statements from the Trump administration, I don't see any proof of a formal request to El Salvador for the return of Abrego Garcia. The only thing that came up while I was searching were some, once again, weird statements from the Trump administration, and there was an interview between Donald Trump and the president of El Salvador, and I'll show you that now.
Can President Bukele weigh in on this? Do you plan to return him?
Well, I'm supposedly not suggesting that I smuggle terrorists into the United States, right? How can I return him to the United States? Like I smuggle him into the United States, or what do I do? Of course, I'm not going to do it.
And besides that super strange interview with Trump and the president of El Salvador, there are very few specifics of what the Trump admin has actually done to negotiate with El Salvador for the return of Abrego Garcia. If you actually watch the entire interview, they don't talk to each other one time about what they can do to work together to bring Abrego Garcia back. So if you can do better research than me and you find something else, please let me know. Other than that, let's just get back to the video.
The Supreme Court has said that there is no due process rights for illegal aliens that have come within 100 miles of the southern border or 2 weeks of entry. That's a 2019 decision based on expedited removal. So actually, and according to many other Supreme Court decisions, an illegal alien within 2 years here in the United States gets no due process rights.
Okay, I will give Charlie Kirk some credit. This is true. The Supreme Court did say that. But it's not exactly you have no due process rights. You just have very limited due process rights. There also is a workaround where if you can show credible fear, you're actually granted asylum. And 70% of people who say they have credible fear are actually granted asylum. So this is true. He's not wrong, but there are workarounds for this. Okay, to be completely honest, I know Charlie Kirk is a smart guy. I think it's really obvious that he's so disingenuous. How are you able to recite something from a 90-page document that came out 6 years ago, but you can't remember a Supreme Court decision that came out less than a month ago? Like, that's a bit ridiculous. At best, Charlie Kirk is only researching things or only hears things in his echo chamber that support his argument. And at worst, he knows these things and is purposely just denying them or forgetting them just to win the debate. If you're just trying to win an argument or if you're just trying to win a debate, that's fine. Use your platform however you want to. I'm not going to try to stop him from using his platform the way he wants. But if you have such strong beliefs, if you have such a large and strong following, your only goal shouldn't be just to win a debate or to farm some clips. Like, don't get me wrong. Not a lot of people like set up shop to have lines of people disagree with them. It's not very common. But you're not actually going to change anyone's mind just by yelling things that already support your argument. You have to contend with the things that might go against your argument, that show the faults in your argument. You have to be willing to admit, yeah, what I'm saying isn't perfect, but I think it's better than any other option. All you're going to do when you ignore it is you're going to make people think you're disingenuous, or you're going to be like me and drift away from the right because you see people just like this who only argue facts that support their side of the argument. All you're doing is polarizing people, and you're not actually bringing anyone over to your side. Other than that, though, I really don't have much more to say. I think it's super disingenuous. I don't think Charlie Kirk argues out of good faith at all. But if you liked anything I said, if you disagreed with anything I said, please let me know in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later.